warning. The episode on Laughs and Troubles podcast, YouTube channel, and podcast episode may at times cover sensitive topics, including but not limited to suicide, abuse, violence, severe mental illness, sex, drugs, alcohol, addiction, psychedelics, the use of plant medicines. You are advised to refrain from watching or listening to YouTube channel or podcast if you are likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics.
Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to the 34th episode of Laughs and Troubles podcast. I am your co-host, Primat, and I am her parental unit, and this is the host, Connie.
Hello. Happy Friday, y'all. Today we are dressed up once again.
As
I don't know if you guys can guess for those of you listening, but we are dressed as
Coneheads!
It was my idea. I have to take the credit for this one. It was a little disaster trying to get ready and trying to put this prosthetic on. This prosthetic was horrible.
Difficult.
It was very thick. It was horrible. Like, I just couldn't blend it. So if you guys see this imperfections on the side, just ignore it. It's not easy doing prosthetics.
No.
At all.
Not at all.
I'm like a little bit rusty with the Halloween makeup and stuff since for the past 2 years I haven't been really able to work on it. So I'm just like, wow, I need to practice.
I just followed in her footsteps because I have no knowledge at all. But hey, we did it. We did the thing.
We did something. It looks good though, at least on photos and stuff. You know, we did put little floral headbands on to cover a little bit of the imperfections, but
because we got a jacked up seam line.
Yes. We're going to update you guys on some stuff and talk a little bit about just different topics. I have a few things that I want to talk about. So, yeah. I hope you guys are ready. Grab yourself a little snack, a coffee, a wine, a little vinito, water, whatever it is, and let's hang out.
Let's do it.
So apparently, Diddy's mom made a statement.
What does Mama Diddy have to say?
She wrote like a letter, and I think like the lawyer read it or whatever. So on the People's website, it was saying how she released a statement in support of her son as he faces federal sex trafficking charges. And let me read you guys the statement. So pretty much she was saying how she was profoundly saddened by the allegations her son faces and asserting that he deserves a chance to prove his innocence.
He will.
In court.
He will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she said, "It is heartbreaking to see my son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies."
She's going to be a mom till the end, so.
She also referenced the leaked surveillance footage of Combs appearing to assault ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. So she pretty much said, "I am not here to portray my son as perfect because he is not. He has made mistakes in his past as well as we all have. My son may not have been entirely truthful about certain things, such as denying he has ever gotten violent with an ex-girlfriend when the hotel surveillance showed otherwise.
It's bigger than just that, though.
Sometimes the truth and a lie become so closely intertwined that it becomes terrifying to admit one part of the story, especially when that truth is outside the outside the norm, or it is too complicated to believe. This is why I believe my son's civil legal team opted to settle the ex-girlfriend's lawsuit instead of contesting it until the end, resulting in a ricochet effect as the federal government used this decision against my son by interpreting it as an admission of guilt."
That's just one situation. Like, it is bigger.
As an admission of guilt. Yeah. I feel like she, I think everything repeats itself the way you're raised. So maybe she was okay with domestic violence and he grew up with that shit and to them it's a norm. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
Like, she might think like, oh yeah, he did it, but you know, he's still not a monster. He's still not a... I feel like you put your hands on a woman, someone who's supposed to take care of you, someone you're supposed to love, someone you're supposed to, give affection to, and stuff like that. Like, there's just no respect.
Here's the thing. No child tells all their dirty secrets to their mom. So in her heart, she may actually believe he's not as bad as the media is portraying him to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, who confides and tells everything to their mom about the stuff that they're doing that's like illegal?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I respect her for being his mom and loving her son regardless. But the proof is in the pudding, Mom.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. So let's see. She also said, watching the world make jokes and laugh at my son's life crumbling before our eyes is something I can never forget. It is truly agonizing to watch the world turn against my son so quickly and easily over lies and misconceptions without ever hearing his side or affording him the opportunity to present his side.
He will have an opportunity, but for now, people are going to speculate. They're going to speculate, the stuff that they've heard and evidence that is actual evidence. So when somebody says 1,000 bottles of baby oil, there's going to be baby oil jokes. You know what I mean?
She also suggested that accusers were making false allegations in order to secure a quick payday.
But how does she know that? She feels terrible for her son and she's in agony for her son. But what about the victims? What about the victims and their moms feeling agony for their daughters or their sons? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, but it doesn't stop here.
Oh, jeez.
Keeps going.
Go ahead.
To make matters worse, the federal government is now using these lies to prosecute my son. This injustice has been unbearable to our family. The worst part of this ordeal is watching my beloved son be stripped of his dignity, not for what he did, but for what people choose to believe about him.
Well, he will have his time, and when he gets convicted, because I know he will, Mom is going to have to accept it.
Yeah. I think she's so in denial.
Right.
Like, I mean, I feel like any mother would be. You're like, no, that not my kid,
Right.
She also called upon, like, the public and as well as, like, his fans and supporters to just, like, not rush to judgment.
Too late.
And I guess this is another thing she said was, my son is not the monster they have painted him to be, and he deserves a chance to tell his side. I can only pray that I am alive to see him speak his truth and be vindicated. Alive? So what are you saying?
She probably has some health issues or
does she feel like they're going to come for her?
No, maybe she feels like he's going to be locked up forever and she will never be able to see her son free.
True. So, yeah, that was her long statement that she made. I feel like, again, she is in denial. I feel for her because as a mom, you don't want to hear that your kid did all these weird things. You know what I mean?
And even if you know that your kid did all these bad things, you still have love for your child. You know what I mean?
And what sucks is I get it because actually his mom is 83, I believe, years old.
Yeah.
So she's pretty old. She's up there.
Yeah.
So,
no disrespect to her.
No disrespect to
but I have
to
disagree.
Yeah, me too. It's hard for me to turn and talk to you. Like, I have to go like this.
Me too.
Because, like, in my neck, this shit is glued to my neck. This thing was so big, I had to cut it. We had to, like, we
shape it.
Yeah.
We did the thing, though.
We did the best we could.
We did. And I bet you on camera we look fire. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. We're going to be obnoxious and annoying this episode, just so you guys know, because that's just... So, have you watched the Menendez thing?
Yes, I did.
You did? Oh,
we
can talk about it. I'm so excited.
Yes, we can.
So, did you watch both or just the one called Monsters?
Monsters. I didn't watch the other one, but I want to watch that one.
Okay, well, you're pretty much... The other one's just them talking and saying it, like, from their mouth and stuff, but
I know that they disagreed with some of the stuff that Netflix portrayed of them.
Most likely, but they just talked more about, like, they showed... On the other one, they showed more of, like, because you know how they aired their case on national television? Mm-hmm. So they put pieces of, like, those
tidbits,
clips or whatever. Yeah. So, all right. So Jose Menendez, I don't know if you guys have watched it, but he was like this big. I know he would sign like in the music industry, right?
Yeah, Menudo.
Menudo, yeah. I know about Grupo Menudo. I follow Rene. It's funny because I've been following him. I found him on TikTok, and I was following him for a while, but he like would do makeup, but he would just like drew me in. He has the most beautiful green eyes.
I don't know who it is.
Oh, he's so beautiful. But whatever, I was following him or whatever for a while, and then all of a sudden he started talking about it, and I was just like, what? I was like, he's like, yeah, I was part of the Menudo group with Ricky Martin and whatever. He was talking about the whole thing.
Didn't one of them accuse him?
They all were
they all
molested.
Did.
All of those kids and that girl, he said it. All of them were molested. It might not have been by him, but he said all those people that were involved were all like...
Oh.
So that just goes to show that back in the day, it was just the industry, period. The music industry.
Hollywood, just
yeah, but I feel like the Spanish side wasn't so much Hollywood. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, not everybody goes to Hollywood, but what I'm saying is like money is power.
Yeah. But he was like this big he worked for what do you call it? A label? Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
He did, yeah.
Like a big a record label. A record label. There we go. It was a record label that he worked for, and he would sign groups or people, artists, and so he signed Menudo, but that came after the fact. So we're going to rewind a little bit, and we're going to go to pretty much how he was abusive towards his kids in court. So I watched both shows. So in the other one where they're talking, Eric was the one that he like hated.
Yeah,
he hated him.
That's how it was in the Netflix special too.
So he hated him. Because he used to cry a lot, because he used to like, you know what I mean?
Emotional, yeah.
He was an emotional little boy, and he wanted him to be like manned up, but he
toughen him up.
Yeah, so I guess like during the court case, the prosecutor, she was like having a tough time because she couldn't find anybody that had anything nice to say about Jose.
Really? Because in the Netflix special, they kind of had people say that
like the
Kitty and Jose were...
Yeah, like the maid and stuff. Yeah. No. She said that in that day, like, there were so many people talking great about the kids and all this stuff, but no one had anything nice to say about him.
Can I just say the actor that played Jose Menendez was tremendous. All of them, Eric, but whenever his accent, do you know he played the father in The Little Mermaid?
I thought he played the father in Selena.
I don't know. But I just like how he was talking. He's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up,
yeah.
shut the fuck up.
But let's go ahead and just like tell everybody the story, and then we'll get into all the details. So what happened is the Menendez kids, they were being abused, not just physically, but they were also being abused sexually by their father. And it all started when they were 6 years old. So he sexually abused the oldest, which his name was Lyle. And he abused him until he was about like, I think 10 or so. Then he stopped sexually abusing him, and when he stopped, Lyle started sexually abusing his brother, doing the same thing that was done to him, doing it to his brother
and the dad too.
Yeah. And then after that, the dad started doing it to Eric, which was the younger brother, and from there it just kept going through all his life, because up until the point where they decided to kill their dad and their mom because they couldn't take it no more.
So in court, they only had one picture of like the kids like that were naked, like they were like 7, they were young. But supposedly there's going to be more evidence regarding the abuse.
Yes, there's a lot of more evidence popped up. I guess someone found something. So most likely it was their cousin.
Well, Kim Kardashian actually met with them a month ago.
Yeah, she's actually working on that case to get them on parole.
Yeah.
So pretty much they kill their parents. Their mom, she knew everything that was going on. She knew that he was molesting the kids. It was just so bad. Like, they lived a life where they felt like what was going on was a norm or was okay, even though they felt like it wasn't okay. And then when they talked to their friends and they knew that that wasn't normal, you know what I mean? They were just like, oh no, like, this is weird.
But see, it's their side of the story, saying that their mom knows and their dad did this, but unfortunately, because the parents aren't alive, it's like, how do they know for sure that these things are 100% accurate?
Well, the reason why they say that she knew is because eventually she started checking Eric for her, like, bumps for AIDS.
Yeah, but that's what he has said.
Yeah, you know but I mean? Still, but she knew. Right. Because in the show, they showed that she would go up to the door to open it, but then she would turn around because she knew what was going on behind the doors. Why would a man get mad at their kid and tell them to get in the shower?
Yeah. I mean, I believe that they were molested.
Oh, definitely.
Some people don't because the proof isn't there. It's just their word.
Yeah.
There's no way for anybody to prove that the mom did check them.
Yeah.
Or did this or did that.
Right. So, on top of all that, you know, they still try to, like, well, they became, like, very, what do you call those kids that think they're, like,
entitled?
And but they were rich entitled. Kids. Yeah,
they were rich kids. They played tennis.
They were very entitled. Right. Like, even though they were going through what they went through, they were, like, Lyle was a jock, big time jock. And then, you know, Eric, he tried to, like, do anything because all he wanted was his dad to be, like, a dad. And he said that in court that to accept him, that he didn't like getting raped or anything, but he was okay with it because that was the only time he had alone with his dad, or where he felt a little bit of, like, where his dad was actually nice to him.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to hear that.
The problem was they were out of control when they killed their parents with the spending.
Yeah.
They made themselves look bad.
Yeah, they did. And in court, they were saying, like, oh, you know, it wasn't about the money. And I guess maybe that's what they didn't agree with, that they made it seem a little bit that they were excited about the will, knowing if they were on the will. But I guess at that age, you probably were thinking about that and you're like, oh, we got to check if we're on the will. Because we can't kill them and be stuck with nothing. Well,
yeah, that's one thing. Is the will's one thing, but they had, like, their father's boss, like, was, you know, putting money or giving them money from the business, and they were buying all sorts of shit. Like, it just got out of hand, and it looked bad. It looked bad. So, like, even if we believe that you were molested, it looks like molested, both of them. It looked like you had ulterior motive. It looked like you killed them just for money rather than for pain and suffering. But 100%. I do look forward to seeing the new...
the other one?
The other documentary, but I look forward to seeing this case now.
So, this is what I mean about back in the day, how they would, like, film the trials. I feel like they still should do that. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're too sensitive to, like, see or whatever, then don't fucking watch it.
You think Diddy's trial is going to be filmed?
No. They won't film it because of the extensive, like, the videos are so, like, XXX. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unlike...
It's not photos that they can just blur.
Unlike Johnny Depp and stuff like that, yeah.
But they can blur videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before they present it. But I guess you have to see the faces on it because it's proof. You know what I mean? You can't blur it. But, yeah. So, on top of, you know, them planning the killing and going through with it and stuff, obviously Lyle was the older one. So, he did the killing. Most of it.
Right.
The other one kind of, like, he joined in after when he still saw, like, movement. But the one that kind of did it all was Lyle.
They're saying he's the one that went back in just to finish it off, even though they were dead. And
But Eric did plan it. Like, he wrote a story with a friend.
Yeah, and he watched that movie.
And he watched a movie. Yeah, that movie where he kind of got the idea. After watching that movie was when they were like, we're ready for this. And
I just feel bad that it got to that point.
Me too.
Because it's not like they were young. Like, they were going to college and stuff like that.
And he was 18 years old and still being molested.
Yeah.
By his father. Like, that is disgusting. Like, and he tried to leave for college somewhere else because he was really good at tennis.
Yeah.
And his dad was like, absolutely not.
Well, Eric wanted to model, supposedly.
Yeah, and
the
he
dad
called
was
him
like,
a faggot.
Yep.
He can't do none of that. Excuse the word, but that's exactly what he called him. He called him a faggot, which was horrible and sad. It was so sad to know that that was his dream, and his dad, like, was just like, no.
Shut him down.
Shut him down real quick. Like, what? Crazy. And then after the fact that, you know, the dad was dead and the mom, you know, they did go shopping and they started, well, it was Lyle because it showed that Lyle was the one that was like, oh, because the other one was like trying to be simple. Oh, can I get like a grilled cheese or whatever. He's like, grilled cheese? He's like, how many shrimp cocktails could I get or do you have? I want all of them. You know what I mean?
But
like,
that's the thing is,
he was living the party life. He was sniffing stuff.
But you know how sometimes when they're doing a series,
he was doing cocaine and all the things he shouldn't do.
But you know how sometimes Netflix, I'm not saying that they didn't depict it correctly, but you know how sometimes what's good for TV is good for TV, so certain things might be added in. Yeah. We're just crunching on the microphone, guys. I'm sorry,
but I have not eaten anything besides breakfast today, and I'm starving, so this is what I'm eating. If I'm munching on the mic, I'm sorry.
And my earpiece connects to my headpiece, so I can't even hear if I'm chewing loud, so I apologize.
I can't even hear shit. Like, we're knocking on doors when we got here, because our studio's set up at our parents' house, and we're, like, trying to, like, surprise everyone. First of all, we're trying to see if anyone's outside. We're playing music in the car to see if people notice us, and we're just, like, waiting. Nobody looks. No one bats an eye at us.
Nobody.
We get here, usually, you know, they're in the living room watching TV or whatever.
Outside.
We walk in, no one's here.
We go to our dad, and all we get is a smile. I'm like, really? We don't even get a chuckle or a giggle or an inward breathe when you go, like, we didn't get any of that. Hopefully you guys like it more than everybody else.
So we start knocking on my brother's door because we saw a light on.
We're waiting
to see if we can hear noise, and we're like trying to listen, but it's so hard to hear. Like, I feel like I'm yelling into the mic. I'm so sorry, you guys. Again, I'm gonna probably apologize the whole episode. But back to the Menendez. I'm sorry. So after, when they're in jail and stuff, they go through court, and you know, there's all the evidence. Their lawyer was a kick-ass lawyer. Like, they had one of the best fucking lawyers, and she fought tooth and nail for them boys. But the one who fucked up was when they had to go through trial again, because the first trial,
it was a hung jury.
So
that's how good she was, that she proved that these boys were abused, that they couldn't make a decision.
So they had to do another trial, and what happened is Lyle was talking to this lady, and she was using him for information.
To write a book.
And he started telling her that he was lying about this, probably because he wanted a woman to not know that he was being raped or something. I don't know. Or to feel like he wasn't, like, gay. I don't know what it was, but he just lied. He kept saying things and saying he was lying to doing this, he was doing that, telling her all the moves that they were doing. And he cost them, like, pretty much their trial. Because then he couldn't take the stand because of all the stuff. And so they tried with Eric, and it fell through. And they did get into an argument. You know, Eric knew that it was his, like, let him know, it's your fault that we're going to be fucking stuck here. We would have been free. If you wouldn't have opened your mouth and talked to that person.
He's kind of like ignorant because he was young. Like, all your calls are recorded, regardless of what you told to this person, wherever she was, England, Ireland, or something. You know, for a book, all your calls are recorded, and some of the time, some of the things he was saying was just kind of like off-putting. It's like, really, dude? Like, you're on trial to try and to free yourself, and you're over here exposing yourself.
So the ending, like, when they finally, you know, they tell them that they're doing life in prison without parole. And then they get woken up and stuff too. Well, first of all, I like how they were showing when they were in jail how Lyle was so worried about his hairpiece.
He was washing it in the toilet.
So I'm assuming he had, like, alopecia or something.
From the stress.
But before that,
he was already
bald.
But he was already being sexually abused.
Yeah, sure.
And stress enhances that.
So he was, like, bald, and he would wear a toupee, and in jail he was, like, trying to clean it, and he was, like, using Eric's toothbrush.
It was all ratty. Or how about when Eric was next to O.J. Simpson?
Oh, yeah. So he was with all the famous people, and then Lyle was with, like, regular people. But yeah, the ending was sad when they finally, like, had to take him from the jail that they were in and take him to a different jail.
Eventually, they got back together.
They did, but for years they were separated.
Right.
They were separated for years. I think he said like 8 years or something.
Mm. And you know,
Something
they're both
like
married.
They're both married?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that. But, yeah, I was sad. I was like, oh, when they showed like the vans driving next to each other and they just parted ways.
Yeah.
It was sad. But
how about the Milli Vanilli music on the episodes?
But it's crazy to see something take place in the 90s. Like, it was 1989, but then, you know, it went to the 90s.
I remember seeing them on TV, but I was too young.
Yeah, me too. I remember, like,
they just killed their parents on TV. They would always show them.
Yeah. I remember him. And I remember seeing their dad. Like, when everything happened, how they were on the news. Oh, my God, they were found shot dead in their house. I remember that.
And he was trying to be a politician, too, right?
Yeah, he wants to be a senator for Florida. He was trying to move. Yeah, it's a sad story. And no, I'm not condoning, oh, my God, you know, they killed their parents, whatever. They're a murderer. But I feel like they did some time. They were young.
They did a lot of time.
Think about what they went through, because this guy had a lot of power. Their dad had a lot of power, and he used that power to his advantage. Like, he would tell them, like, okay, you speak up, you tell someone, I'm gonna kill you. And that's why they were scared, because they were scared. Like, if I tell anybody, they did tell their cousin, and she brought it up to their mother, and the mom got mad at the cousin and was like, no, that's not true.
Right.
So then because they even interviewed her in real life, and she's like, you know, after I told her and stuff, I just felt like, oh, well, maybe it isn't true. So the mom knew. She even defended the man. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy. And it did show, like, the dad supposedly at the end, before he died, that he was trying to, like, go to, like, church and, like, repent or whatever, because he was doing wrong. And I guess he was molested by his mother.
Yeah, that's what they showed on the series. And then his mom was playing it off like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And he's like, you know what I'm talking about.
You know what you did to me? You used to play, like, she used to play with his thing.
You know what I'm wondering, though, is did they all actually go to the same therapist? Remember?
Oh, yeah, the therapist. They would go to therapy.
And does that therapist...
They confess to the therapist.
I know sometimes you can't say or you can't speak on what the client says, but
So, everything that you speak with the therapist is supposed to be confidential.
Right, but when it comes to this kind of case, can you break confidentiality?
I don't think so. It's almost like a priest. If someone goes and confesses, the priest cannot say anything.
But he did.
He did, but
that lady did. The lady that works for him.
He didn't tell her exactly what was going on, but he told her to get into the cabinet and get a file, and that's where everything was.
She went to the police after he told her he was done with her, and she just spilled the beans. Yeah.
So they were like thinking that would this therapist had covered them all that time if she never had spoken.
Food for thought. Yeah.
I think if she never would have spoken, I feel like if she would have never spoken, years would have went down the road. Eventually, they would have found something because, you know, technology and everything has, like, advanced for finding, like, you know, fingerprints, whatever. Because I was like, okay, they picked up the shell casings, but you're gonna tell me that they didn't leave no kind of prints anywhere.
I think that back then, technology wasn't what it is now. You know what I mean? They used the best resources they could. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I was thinking about that case so much. Like, I'm still thinking about it. Like, I wish that they would air it on television so that we can watch it, because this is an interesting case.
Yeah.
It's almost up there with, like, the Gypsy Rose. Now, Gypsy Rose came out and she, you know, blew up. Now, when these boys come out, I feel like they're going to be, like, huge.
Oh, huge. Yeah. If they come out.
Yeah, if they come out. I think...
But it dies down.
It does.
Like everybody wants to know what your life is going to be like the first year. They want to document it. You know, you've been in jail
I hope that if they do come out and they get parole, I hope that they come out and try to help people and make a difference after, what they went through. Maybe they can help people out. And, or maybe if, because Lyle kind of wanted to follow his dad's steps, he wanted to be someone. If he does, maybe he can start something new where you can have talent and not have all this corruption and all this bad shit behind it. You know what I mean?
Verbal abuse,
help people,
mental abuse.
Yeah, help people actually become something, be something, and not have to deal with any kind of abuse at all.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be something that they can do. I know that they're already in their 50s.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. When they said their age, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, they're in their 50s already. Like, Lyle is just bald, chilling in jail.
He just accepted the peach.
He accepted the peach.
Just like me. Look at, ve que linda. Mira, chu, mamá. Mira mi pantalla.
I can't believe you got that dress. Like,
don't look at this, my $20 clearance dress from Marshall's.
She went out and bought a dress, but she really is like playing the part, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. She looks so good. Like, when I looked at her in my living room after I was done, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, but you pulled it out too. You got the jean jacket and the white shirt.
I know. I tried. I feel weird because I didn't put the choker on. I'm missing the choker, you guys. But I don't know. I enjoy this whole Halloween thing. Like, even though we were struggling and stuff, it was still fun to do, and it was like bonding time for us. So like we were just laughing and putting it on.
So on the Today Show, Romeo Santos' wife was on there, and she was talking about her brain aneurysms. She's young. She was a mom of 3 kids. He was, I believe, on tour. She had a really bad headache. Like, she was FaceTiming him, but she said, like, she could barely see him. It was affecting her eyes. She thought she had, like, a migraine. She took Tylenol or whatever. She went to sleep. She woke up to the same throbbing pain. Like, it was so bad. It was, like, the worst migraine. Felt like her head was going to explode.
Wow.
Vision was all messed up. She went to the doctors. They did, like, a CAT scan, and they said, you need surgery immediately. Which is hard, obviously, because he's on tour. She's got 3 kids. She went, and I guess I don't have my notes with me. I left my phone downstairs, but I believe she had 2 brain aneurysms that if she hadn't had that surgery, they would have ruptured and she would have had a hemorrhage and she would have died.
Oh my God.
So she was giving aneurysm awareness, telling you the signs to look for. Like, if you ever go to sleep with a headache and you wake up with a headache, that is a sign, a telltale sign.
Oh, wow.
If your headache is so bad that your vision is, like, not good and you've taken medication and it doesn't go away, you should see your doctor immediately, for sure.
Oh, wow. Anything else that we should know?
That's all I remember.
Oh, that's all you remember. Okay. Well, I've been trying to see if I can find anything else on that Allie Carter girl. I started following a page that's on Instagram that she has. It's like... See, I hate when I forget because it's like something XO. But anyways, it's probably not her real page, but it has like her clips on it. And people were like concerned because she hadn't posted in a while and stuff. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm still alive. No one has came for me. No one has tried to kill me or whatever. She's like, so don't y'all worry. But I just want to know more information. Like, I know that in the Diddy stuff, because, she talked about that, how there's, like, 120 more accusations, and supposedly 25 of those are minors.
Yeah,
and
I did
one
hear
of
that.
them it happened when he was 9 years old.
That is atrocious. Disgusting. I almost sound like a Conehead. I'm like, that is atrocious. Disgusting. I don't mean to make a joke out of it, but that's just, I can't really hear.
I know, it's so hard for me to hear. Like, I feel like I'm yelling into the mic. I'm trying to, like, talk lower because I don't know if I'm yelling. It sounds loud inside, like, this thing because my ears are covered.
How about all the love and support for Bieber?
Yeah, I really think that this is another thing that they're talking about. I'm sorry that I'm jumping back and forth, but on the Diddy and Menendez thing, like, I'm just like, oh yeah. But with the Diddy thing, they're saying that there is a male, very well-known victim, like artist or whatever, whose tape has surfaced and is being sold.
Yeah, they're saying it's Bieber's.
They're saying it's Bieber's, and I guess this victim
knows about
it and doesn't want it out there, but it's kind of late. So some girl like on the news was like, you know what, instead of like sitting here worrying about it, how about you go buy it and turn it in as evidence and help those people. And I was just like,
I hope that if that video does surface for everybody to see, that his true fans don't dare to click on it and watch that. You know, don't give them what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, you can't tell someone to go buy their own like sex tape and just turn it in, because now they have to deal with that. They were robbed of their innocence.
Yeah.
Now their manhood is probably shitty, because they said it's a male victim. They didn't name who it is, but it makes sense now. Like you said, it probably is Bieber. And as soon as they said that, I thought Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not Justin Bieber, then the only other person I could think of is Usher.
But wasn't Usher involved as well? He's not completely innocent.
Yeah, he was like one of the ones that would go out there and fish for him, like scout. And Mary J. Blige.
See, but this is all speculation. We gotta wait for the proof in court.
It is speculation. They say that Mary J. Blige supposedly was getting young boys, and she was like having sex with them.
Oh my God.
Like underage.
That's filthy.
So yeah, it's crazy the things that you find out, but then it's like what's real and what's not. Like that's why I can't wait for the trial, because I hate waiting.
It's tough when something like this becomes public, because the media will blow it out of proportion just for views, for ratings. I'm not saying that what people are saying is not right.
Yeah.
But some people are just going on a whim and making these speculations, and it's like, you probably should wait. I mean, I get some people say supposedly, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. So have you guys done anything for fall yet? Have you guys gone to the pumpkin patch, apple picking, anything? Because I still haven't gone yet. I have like plans, but like this last weekend went by so fast. So I'm thinking this weekend I'm definitely going to do something. I think I'm going to do some apple picking, because last year I went a little too early and the apples just was not ready.
Somebody said that. My friend Courtney went apple picking like 2 weeks ago, and the apples were fine when she picked them, but they just didn't last. And I said maybe they didn't have like chemicals or preservatives or what do you call the insect repellent? I can't even talk. I'm so tired. I went pumpkin picking last week.
Oh, okay.
With the homeschool group with my little one. We went to McCrae's farm.
Okay.
Went on a wagon ride. He was entertained. He saw the animals. It was cute.
Aww.
And
you gotta enjoy this age, because this is the last time.
Yes, right.
This is the last hurrah.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
but I do want to go apple picking.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going apple picking this weekend. I want to get some fresh cider donuts. Some fresh cider donuts with some ice cream. Oh, Lord. And I had some like when we were at the Big E, Nelson had a beer. No, not a beer, cider. It was like pumpkin cider. It was actually really good.
Was it?
I was like, ooh.
Well,
I'm a cider girl. I love me some ciders.
We should have had it for the episode.
Well, it was at the Big E. I don't know where I would find it. But it was really good. I like ciders. I feel like I just left like alcohol and I just do ciders because I feel like it's a healthier alternative. Yeah. So if you guys have any cider recommendations, please put them down below, because your girl needs some. And next episode, I'm bringing me a drinky drink. I got to remember, because I need something. Even though I'm going to be hot up here, I'm like...
It does get hot when you drink alcohol.
It does. I get hot. My ears start to turn red and feel warm.
Hey, did you hear Eminem's gonna be a grandfather?
I did. I seen the video when he found out and stuff. Like, it was so cute. His daughter,
stunning,
so beautiful, and
gorgeous.
she's such an awesome human being. Like I said, I follow her podcast, and I like it.
I gotta tune in and listen.
I think it's called Another Shady Podcast or something like that.
Really? That's cute. It's like a little spin-off of her dad.
Yeah.
That's cute. I like that.
So cute. So cute. But yeah, she talks about a lot of things, and then she talked about like I was saying, she listened to his album, and she said she bawled her eyes out. She says that was the first and the last time she would ever listen to it.
Aww.
But their bond is so beautiful. Love their bond. And
he's always loved his baby girl.
He's gonna be a grandpa, and he looks so damn good.
He didn't age.
That man is fly.
He didn't age. No. When I see him, like I seen him at the Super Bowl, I'm like, the only thing that's just changed is his hair color.
Yeah. But I feel like with age, he looks even better. Like, I'm like, damn, all right. All right, white boy. I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that song.
It came out during the 2000s. How are you going to forget? That was Lucas's. I mean, not Lucas. I call Savi Lucas, and I stay calling Lucas Savi.
We do that all the time.
I get them confused all the time. And they look at me. They're like, no, I'm Savi. That's Lucas. I'm like, I'm sorry. But, yeah, Savi loved that song when he was little. So, I want to know. Because I feel like that girl was Allie Carter. Going back, I'm sorry. I'm jumping around again. I know you guys are probably like, this bitch. But Allie Carter called out, what's Machine Gun Kelly's ex-girlfriend's name? I forgot her name. She's the beautiful,
I could
dark
see
hair.
With the
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, yeah.
Megan Fox. She called her out, and she's like, yeah, Megan Fox. That she had to do with that stuff. And she was like, deleting everything on your page. She called out Pink.
He's not with her anymore?
No. They broke up a long time ago. But,
they say so many names.
But Megan
Khloe
Fox,
Kardashian.
But Megan Fox, her Instagram, she took it down.
A lot of celebrities
it's deleted.
did. A lot of them did.
Well, the Kardashians are still up.
Because they don't fucking care.
They don't. Because they ain't going to find nothing on them. Kim is a fucking lawyer. Hello. Yeah. No, but I don't think there's anything on the Kardashians, honestly. Like, being honest. I don't think so.
No, but people will say those names just to get people going. Yeah,
like, maybe they could have attended a party. Because you got to remember, people attended these parties, but that doesn't mean that they attended to the freak-offs.
Right.
Only certain people did attend those freak-offs. So, like, we could have been invited and we went to that party, but then after that party, there's the after party.
And only certain people were invited to the after party.
I was just singing fucking Kelly. Aura. Because that's fiesta, 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 fiesta. God, stop. Please forgive me. Perdóname. I shouldn't be singing that. But, yeah, because those freak-offs were at night. And, well, obviously at night, but they were after hours. So, or it was like after hour. Because they would do the after parties at his house. And then from the after party was that freak-off party. And so, you know, Kardashians could have been at his house. A lot of people could have been at his house. But it just doesn't mean that they participated.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's so excited to cover this. That they're just name dropping. Oh, Mark Anthony. Yeah. Oh, J-Lo.
I seen Mark Anthony. I was like, no. When I seen that on the list, I'm like, stop it. But then I was like, he could have been there. He could have went to the party. That doesn't mean he was involved. Like, if I would have seen Bruno Mars' name on there, I would have like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. But, yeah, like, his parties, I ain't gonna lie, they did look like they were fun. Well, the parties, but I don't know about the after party, because that's the scary part. It's almost like you go to a party and then there's that haunted house.
Yeah.
That, you know,
that you got to get a ticket or a pass to go to or something. Yeah. I'm sure his parties were lit. Yeah. Like, you know, he's got money. I'm sure he had good drinks going, good snacks, hors d'oeuvres, whatever. Yeah. You're looking at my pantalla?
No. It's blinking. It's like, but I just keep looking at.
Don't you touch my spirit gum. I can feel it. Leave it alone.
Scratching. It's like.
It is. You don't think I feel that pain in my spinal cord? It's spinal.
Guys, I can't really turn my head to look at her. Like, I'm struggling. Like, it's
every time I turn my head, I rip hair out.
My shoulder blade. Every time I turn this way, it hurts.
I'm about to get a flea comb and one of those piojo combs and go through it with like peanut butter or something. I'm going to pull one of those 90s haircuts and just shave half of the back of my head. Remember that? That was atrocious.
I've got to
get away. I've got to
get away. So let's talk about our costumes. Some of you guys might be too young to know who we are. But we are from the movie The Coneheads. And it's a very big, well, it was a big popular movie in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So they're pretty much aliens. And, you know, I'm obsessed with aliens, so that's why I had to do this.
Right.
They pretty much come out here and I think they just crashed out here or something like that, right? And then they just continued on living here and just blended in with everyone.
Yeah.
Because, like, the mom and dad, they talked funny, but the daughter, she talked normal.
Yeah, because she was born here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Connie, that's who you are.
So, I was... Water! So, I was laughing today because I did go to the dentist. And I was thinking about the costume that we were doing. And I started dying because he goes to the dentist and his mouth opens so huge.
Oh, that I remember that. He had like 3 rows of teeth. Disgusting. I remember that.
Yes. And I just started laughing when I'm at the dentist. I was like, oh my God.
How many of this new Gen Z are going to think that we're like Patrick Star? How could you laugh and drink at the same time?
I didn't. I'm just swallowing it. It's going down.
Did they dress up as Patrick because of Krabby Patty meals at Wendy's?
Ooh,
no.
Talking about that. I want to go try it. I want to try it because they also have the Frosty that's pineapple.
Braden tried it today.
Oh, well, he better not tell me nothing.
I drove by Wendy's and SpongeBob was popping and locking it out front. I got the video. I'll show you.
That's what Sabi said. Mm-hmm. That they have SpongeBob out there.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. But I do want to try that meal because it's different. Mm-hmm. And it's a Krabby Patty. Like, what kid? Like, I remember kids wanting to, can we get a Krabby Patty? I'm like, it doesn't exist.
Now it does.
It existed in the little candies, the little gummies.
Yep.
But now it exists. It's at Wendy's. I mean, I didn't grow up in that era of watching SpongeBob, but I still want to try it.
I grew up watching. I mean, I didn't grow up watching it.
As an adult, you did because of your kids.
Yes.
Yeah, I did
you.
too. I couldn't stand the laughs. Like, I used to hear all day long.
I used to be able to do it, but I'm not going to attempt it.
Lucas was actually really good at it last year. But it's funny because he used to watch this kid. I forgot what the kid's name is. And he would, like, do his voice. Yeah, he would do Elmo. He was like, and he goes like that to his throat when he does it. But Lucas doesn't do that to his throat. He goes like this in the air. And I start laughing. I'm like, you're so funny. It's funny. But yeah, that's what our costumes are. And this, I feel like, has like a lot of meaning for me because growing up and watching this movie reminded me a lot of my childhood. Yeah. Like, so that's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah. It was a great idea.
Yeah.
It sucked getting ready, but it was a great idea.
It was a pain in the ass to get ready.
I'm scared to peel this off.
Oh, my God.
And rip my hairs out.
Oh, my. I don't even want to think about it. I got to go home and get olive oil or whatever and just rub it all in the coconut oil. I'm scared. Okay. I want to talk to you guys, too, about something that I just went through that I'm devastated. I'm very devastated. I was trying to take my Facebook off of business mode because I thought that it was limiting me of posting. But I guess I just, like a dumb ass, wasn't reading correctly. So since my page isn't verified, whenever I post a video with an artist's song, it tells me that my video will not be monetized because, you know, it's someone else's song. So that meaning monetized would be that I wouldn't get paid for it. But it says that once I'm verified or which means 10,000 followers, then I get a portion. Like, I would share like the monetization for that video with the artist for using their song. But I came to read that after the fact that I deleted it, and it told me if you delete it, you won't be able to get it back. Facebook won't even be able to get it back, and blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh, it's fine or whatever. Like, in my head, I'm thinking that it was just gonna take it off of like the business thing.
Just that video.
No, my page.
Oh,
my Facebook page for Troubled Beauty, but it deleted it off my account like the page is still there, but there's no owner to it right now.
Oh.
In other words, like, and I couldn't get in touch with anyone on Facebook, like, because my page isn't verified. I'm not like a page that they're gonna like rush to help and whatever. Like,
and it's not like you can actually call and speak to somebody.
No. So I tried everything. I fucking flipped fucking Facebook upside down trying to find like the support, chat support, anything that could help me. Nothing. Like, I'm just gonna have to wait and see if maybe they have like a new update, because they say they're updating everything. I don't know. I need to find out what I can do. I started a new page, but it's like
not the same.
I'm starting all over again. I already had 355 people, followers on that page, and now I have to start all over again.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. I was just trying to make it light of the situation, but yeah, it does suck, and I'm sorry that happened. Like, you worked so hard, and you were so devoted and dedicated, and you were just giving it your all, and then you just threw it away.
I fucked that shit up. That's what I get for not reading. For just like, oh, yeah, push this and push that. Oh, look, there's gone.
Yeah.
It's fucking gone. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
It died. Before we go, I just want to say that our prayers are with Florida and the other states that are going to be affected by Hurricane Milton. Milton, right?
By the time
tomorrow
this releases,
it'll have passed.
Already passed.
But I'm still praying for you guys, because even in the aftermath, you know, it's a terrible situation.
We're going to end it here, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this beautiful costume idea. And, well, you little earthlings, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Goodbye, earthlings.